Hello everyone, welcome to day 343 of playing chess every day for you. Let's find the game. We get the white pieces here, I'll go for e4. We get e5, so I'll play knight to f3. Get knight c6, so bishop c4. Okay, h6, I'll just play c3 here. They play knight f6, I'll play d3. They play d6. I could go ahead and castle now. I can also just develop a bishop here. I could go for this now. Try to open up the board. I did let go of the e4 pawn, but I'm the one that will be opening up the board if they take, so takes. Also takes lets me just castle. And I do give up a pawn, but the position's probably better for me. They go ahead and take it, but now I just castle. They can allow me to develop here. I could develop a very nice attack here. They go ahead and pin my knight. I'm not really worried. If I just bring my rook, yeah, I can bring my rook over and just attack the knight. If the knight goes back, I take, and take. The knight does go back, but now I have this. The pawn takes. I can obviously take the queen and then take back here. But that problem is they take with the rook. The queens see each other. I could kick the bishop away, because then I'm attacking this pawn. I'm already attacking this, so I could just take. That hangs my queen though, so I need to kick this bishop away probably. They can ruin my structure if they trade queens like this and then take here. My structure's bad, but they have a big weakness here. So yeah, I have to take with the queen here. And temporarily down the pawn. I could start a nice attack on this pawn, maybe by trying to remove this knight. So I think I'll actually go ahead and try and fight to remove that knight. Like this, and try and push. If they take, then I take. Because obviously this is pinned to the king. I'm just trying for g5 and to remove the knight. They go ahead and castle, but now I have this move. The pawn's protected. I can remove the knight and try and harm their structure a lot. If they push through, they can't, because I take, and if push, I just probably... If here, I actually can push. Okay, but that allows me this. I can add some nice pressure to this knight. Takes, takes, takes. This is now pinned to the bishop. Now I can just... If I can't take here, yep. I'd love to be able to take on e5. Be a very nice move. I think I should just bring a second rook into the game for now. Trying to play rook to d1 and obviously just damage their structure. The queen has to move. This is pinned to the king, which could let my queen come in and cause some damage. Also, queen to g3 long term would pin this to the king. The queen moves there. Queen here. They have to take with the bishop. Well, I'd love to be able to come in and damage them. If it takes, they take. Yeah, I'd love to come in and damage them. This is pinned. If I take, my queen can come in. I think it might be best to just take more space here. If I try to remove this knight to attack this, I mean that also makes sense. Here, if they take, I take here. Here, they take a piece, I take a piece. But then this is hanging, so I'll just try to remove this knight. Where can the knight go? Not too many squares. If they take, the knight take. But then they can take back with the knight. If they take, maybe I take with the rook. Obviously I'm just trying to remove the knight. They take like that. So I could take with the queen. If I take here, they take with the knight and their upper piece. This is undefended. Probably wasn't the best move. The knight is hanging already. If I take here, they take. If I take the knight, then my bishop is lost. If I take here, they can take with this knight. That's not good for me at all. Maybe I go here and try to just rip open the position. If I take, they can take. Then at least I can win back a pawn. Almost. Well, I think I take this knight, because if they take, I can come in at least and Cause some real damage. On their 7th rank, my bishop's hanging. They take, I mean, can take like this, but that doesn't seem to be the best. If I come in and we queen trade, they're just winning. If I jump in, maybe that's a good move. I'd love to be able to transfer my queen over. He attacks the bishop, but the bishop just moves. Then maybe I could rook lift. I think now I'm losing, completely losing. Obviously I'm down a piece. The best move might be queen back and trying to rook lift to attack this pawn. So I think that's what I'll do here. Yeah, this was just really bad for me, really poor. They just take, and even if I take the bishop, they take with the knight. So that was very bad. If they go back here, then I just rook lift anyway. Yeah, and now, I mean, rook here, I'm threatening to... Rook f3, I'm threatening to take the bishop actually. The queen moves, trying to attack this. The rook just develops. If I go here, they can't actually take the knight because then I take here and this is almost hanging. If I bring another rook in, I think I'm fine. There's no mate because I just moved my king. Trying for rook g4 here. Knight back. Maybe trying to support a push move. If I take, the bishop takes. If I go here, it's actually protected. I'll just add every piece to the attack. 2 rooks, a queen and a knight. And yeah, after a move like rook g4, maybe I can afford to take here. Because of the big attack I have on their king. A really big attack. The knight transfers that way. But I mean, I'll still try to attack this piece. If they want to jump in, then I just take then. Or even move. This is a fork, and I have to give up an exchange, but let's see. I have a rook and a queen looking at this. If I could remove the queen from defending this, that would be very good for me. How do I remove the queen? I did expect them to play that. Now I can take here, because if they take here, I take the queen. Then my queen is still hanging. They take my queen, I take theirs. And their piece is hanging. This is pinned to the king. If the queen takes it, this does defend this. But then I slide up and the knight must move. And I could start an attack on them. They take my queen, I mean, what do I do here? This is pinned. I can only take their queen, really. They can take, I can take with the rook or with my king. Take with my king here. And I am down an exchange here, but these are very, very weak pawns. That I can definitely win here. And then I'm just down an exchange. They want to rook trade, makes sense. I'll just want to slide up and attack this. I don't want to rook trade. Just slide up to attack this. Attacking it 2 times. Oh, they just pick up my knight. Bro. What am I doing? Yeah, I'm just lost now. They can just defend. I'll slowly bring my king. And they want to rook trade, obviously. I can't really rook trade. Down material. I just lost my piece as well. They can push and almost force a rook trade. The rook goes up. I mean, I can just push her. They want to double up on this pawn. If they do, then I take her. And actually, this move seems to be completely winning for them. Rook f4. Takes, takes, takes. Rook comes down to attack the h3 pawn. I'll go ahead and push it. The rook comes over again. Probably go ahead and push this pawn. They take, I have to take. They double up on this, I'll go ahead and take her. And run my king. They need to be careful of not allowing my king to come in to win this, because then they have a big problem. I can take and come in here, but then they can defend this, and they're completely fine. But then I can win this at least. If they're not accurate, I can have enough time to actually win their material here. And I mean, they can just run their rook in. And they can just take. I'll go ahead and resign here. There's no way of winning this. Just look at this game here. I played a 78.3, they played an 84.7. Did have a blunder, and that's where I blundered my piece. Let's see. The opening is fine. Leaving with the knight is a mistake because I can play the move queen here, attacking the king straight away. And already then big trouble. Instead we just trade down, and I'm just down a pawn. Try to remove the knight. They do activate my bishop here. And this is a blunder, obviously. Blunder because they take here. And now both my bishop's hanging. So I gave up a piece, my bishop's hanging, but if I take their bishop, what I missed was that they can take back with the d5 knight instead of the c6 knight. That makes a massive difference, because then it would be an even trade, obviously. So that's just a blunder from me. Taking with the rook is best. Just maybe so I can take here and simplify down. But I'm losing a piece anyway. Try to rook lift and add all my pieces here. I had to just play queen up and not trade, because I'm down a piece. The best move to play is actually just a4. But it doesn't really make a difference. This is hanging. I'm not even supposed to take that. I give up the piece, and then yeah, there's no way I'm winning against an extra rook, so... And this is just a loss from this point on. I can try and have some counterplay here, but they can just bring their king in. And once they do, there's just no way for me to win. The big mistake this game was just bishop d5. My idea was to remove this knight, which would let me take on e5, but what I missed was that they just take the piece and then recapture with the same piece, so that's a blunder. But honestly, I'm just playing poorly at the moment, and that's it for today's game. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.